A day worth 76 crore rupees, the complete truth of IIT Kanpur's Siddhartha Saxena's viral story. A roadside interview was going on. The questions were light, the answers were fast. Just then the young founder said, "I have made $8 million in a single day." Silence spread behind the camera. In Indian rupees this amount was around 76 crore. But as big as this number was, an equally big fear was hidden behind it. Was the internet selling a half-truth as the complete reality? If that much money really came in a single day, from what work did it come? Did a product sell, were shares sold, was funding received, or did the company's valuation increase wealth on paper? This very question stops this story from remaining just a success story. This is the story of Siddhartha Saxena, but at the same time it is also about that fine line that exists between income, investment and paper wealth. Siddhartha reached the world of technology from Alwar, Rajasthan. In the interview he connected his childhood to a simple environment and admitted that at the age of 16 he had not thought of such a future. The first big turning point of his journey was IIT Kanpur. He did his B.Tech in Computer Science and Engineering there and completed his graduation in 2019, a course whose seats remain extremely limited. The competition is harsh even today. In the initial rounds of JOSA 2026, the open, gender-neutral closing rank for IIT Kanpur CSE was around 276, meaning a place in the highest JEE advanced ranks was needed. In NIRF 2025, IIT Kanpur stood 4th in the engineering category and 5th in the overall category. Therefore, there is little debate on the institute's prestige. The debate happened more on Siddhartha's second comparison. He said that admission to IIT Kanpur CSE is 20 times harder than Harvard. This is an impressive line, but it is not right to consider it an official fact, because both selection systems are absolutely different. In Harvard's class of 2029, out of 47,893 applicants, 2,003 were admitted, meaning the rate was 4.2%. Harvard looks at a holistic profile, whereas IIT entry happens through examination rank and branch allocation. Therefore, a direct multiplication of difficulty makes the story dramatic, not scientific. This much is certainly clear that reaching IIT Kanpur CSE demands an extraordinary academic performance, and Siddhartha had reached there. But his profile did not stop only at the entrance rank. During college, his inclination grew towards machine learning, deep learning and Bayesian modeling, where computers are taught to make better estimates in the midst of uncertainty. At IIT Kanpur, he was part of the autonomous underwater vehicle team. The team's first vehicle, Varun, secured second place in NIOT's National Student Competition, where the software had to take decisions underwater. Along with technology, his second interest was journalism. He was associated with the campus media body Vox Populi for about 3 years and became an editor. The mix of code and public questions later came in handy in founder communication. In 2017, his research and development internship happened in the Bengaluru team of InvestNet Yodlee. Here he worked on the problem of choosing a useful sample from large credit card transaction data, which was ahead of a normal assignment. Siddhartha was a co-inventor in the patent application related to that research. That same application later went on to become a US patent in 2022, an indication that his early work was not just a line on a resume, but useful technical research. In 2018, he was a researcher at Aalto University in Finland. His focus was on multi-label classification with less labeled data, a challenge in which a machine has to understand many categories from limited examples. At IIT Kanpur, his work done on the mixture of experts with Piyush Rai and other researchers was published in a machine learning journal in 2019. The seriousness of research had come forward even before graduation. In his 2019 internship at Vadhwani AI, his work was related to the anthropometry of babies in rural India so that technology could help in identifying underweight children. Here, the goal of AI was healthcare, not a headline. After completing his B.Tech, he became a machine learning engineer at 𝐮𝐻𝐚𝐿 Corporation in Canada. Moving out of research and prototypes, he now had to work on systems that real users could use with trust. This phase taught an essential difference. It is not sufficient for a model to be accurate. The product must also be fast, secure, easy to use, and stable at scale. The foundation of a startup is often built from this very invisible engineering. On the other side, his friend Pratyush Rai was at BCG. Seeing the cash flow trouble of a big client during COVID, Pratyush understood that even a company looking strong can shake from a liquidity shock. Pratyush, Siddharth, and Sir Sindhu Sarkar decided to make something together. The skills of all three were different: business, engineering, and execution, but in the beginning, they did not have any magical final idea. Many concepts were tried out. They saw the problems of productivity and engineering workflows. The company 4 years started in 2021, while the Merlin product began to take shape late in 2022, along with the fast wave of generative AI. When ChatGPT came, the founders caught a simple trouble. People wanted help from AI, but leaving every email, video, or web page to go to another tab broke the workflow. The solution was needed inside the browser. Right here, Merlin was made, a Chrome extension that could be opened with Ctrl+M on Windows and CMD+M on Mac. The idea was not to show difficult technology, but to make AI available on the same screen where work was going on. A user could ask for a summary of a YouTube video, could understand a web page, get an email written, or create a social post. Later, documents, images, research, and many AI models kept getting added. The initial growth of the product was fast. In June 2023, Pratyush told Forbes India that in about 6 months from the launch, around 7.5 lakh installs came, and approximately 95% of the acquisition was organic. This growth was not just AI hype. The extension solved a frequent problem, kept the setup easy, and showed results immediately. A long demo was not needed. Value was received a few minutes after install. Then the test of the business model began. Free users bring attention, but AI queries have a computing cost. Therefore, Merlin adopted paid plans and a team's offering along with limited free access. Funding also came. According to Forbes India, Better Capital invested around $1 million of seed money in 2022, after which the founders raised another round of high single-digit $1 million. The company's LinkedIn profile shows around $8.3 million raised and counts the support of operators associated with HubSpot, OYO, and Uber, along with Better Capital. This is company funding, not founder salary. In 2024, Pratyush Rai's Sirsendu Sarkar and Siddhartha Saxena found a place in the consumer technology list of Forbes 30 Under 30 Asia. This recognition was important for both product visibility and founder credibility. In July 2026, Merlin shows around 9 lakh current users, a 4.8 rating, and approximately 8.8 thousand ratings on the Chrome web store. These are publicly visible numbers, therefore they should be understood separately from a marketing claim. Merlin's own website claims more than 20 million users. This number can represent total signups, cumulative usage, or multiple platforms. Its definition is not clearly given on the public page. It is not necessary for both numbers to be contradictory. Active Chrome installs, total registrations, and cumulative users are different metrics. But this very habit of asking for the definition of a big number applies to viral wealth claims too. The product is now no longer just an initial summarizer. In the 2026 updates, Merlin rebuilt crafts, which makes complex code and interactive artifacts, so that long files do not stop incomplete in between. In this same company, the founders started a product named 𝐮𝐻𝐻. The official site calls it Life's AI co-founder, which understands patterns from conversations and context. Currently, an iOS early access waitlist is visible. Meaning, verified milestones are not few in Siddhartha's story: a difficult degree, published research, a granted patent, global work experience, a funded startup, a large user base, and international recognition. Still, the viral question stands right there. In Virajala's rapid-fire interview, he was asked what is the maximum he earned in a year. Siddhartha said that he will give a better answer than this. He had made $8 million in a single day. When the interviewer asked if he became a millionaire on that very day, Siddhartha smiled and said yes, something like that. He also said that he became a millionaire at the age of 26. Public reports do not tell whether a secondary share sale happened on that day, an acquisition payment came, a dividend was received, or $8 million were transferred to a personal account. Therefore, calling it cash income is not certified. Reports state Merlin's valuation is around $50 million, but the funding announcement, investor term sheet, or cap table details related to it are not clear in public sources. It is correct to call it a reported valuation. Valuation tells how much the entire company was considered worth at some transaction or agreed price. This does not mean that much amount is in the company's account or the founder's pocket. The money of a funding round is usually for the company's growth, salaries, servers, and operations. A founder cannot take it home like his personal earning. A founder's wealth connected to shares is also often paper wealth. Until the shares are sold and a buyer is found, the price visible on the screen can change, sometimes up, sometimes very far down. Just for illustration, the paper value of a 16% holding in a $50 million company will be $8 million. But Merlin's public cap table is not available, therefore it would be wrong to assume this as Siddhartha's actual ownership. If a founder sells shares in a secondary transaction, cash can be received then. Then taxes and contractual conditions can apply. But in Siddhartha's case, such transaction details are not public, therefore it is necessary to stop speculation. This is the reason why the headline "earned 76 crore rupees in one day" is incomplete. The correct sentence will be, Siddhartha Saxena made such a claim in the interview, but the form of that earning and independent verification is not public. This caution does not make the achievement small. The real story is stronger than the number, because Merlin was not made from a lottery ticket. Behind it were many years of education, experiments, coding, distribution and fundraising. A founder's wealth moment can appear suddenly, the company does not. First, a problem is chosen, the product breaks, users complain, the server bill comes and the team handles a new risk. The meaning of Siddhartha's abundance mindset was to see opportunities as bigger than scarcity. According to him, many people in India grow up in limited resources, therefore they think of survival before risk. There is experience in this observation, but this cannot be applied to every Indian or every American. Scarcity is not just a mindset. For many families, it is the real condition of income, debt, and responsibilities. Therefore, abundance should not be an excuse for blind risk. A better meaning is, make a small experiment, understand the downside, build a skill, and discover that opportunity where the reward is bigger than the damage that can be handled. Siddhartha's own path was also not a sudden leap. Research from IIT, then internships, an engineering job in Canada, experiments with friends, and after that a funded product, every stage increased the capacity for the next risk. The most useful lesson is not the worship of a degree. IIT gave a network and training, but the user did not keep the extension because the founder was an IITian, they kept it because the problem was solved. The second lesson is timing. The founders were already working on browser productivity. When the ChatGPT wave came, they connected existing understanding with the new technology. An opportunity often appears suddenly to a prepared person. The third lesson is the team. Pratyush's business experience, Siddhartha's machine learning depth, and Sirsendu's execution were more important than a single hero story. A startup's victory is hardly ever of any single founder. The fourth lesson is reading numbers. Revenue, funding, valuation, net worth, and cash are not the same. Social media mixes them into a shiny sentence, but a wise viewer asks for the distance between them. Today, this much can be said in a verified form that Siddhartha is a 2019 computer science graduate of IIT Kanpur, holds a serious research background, and is included among the 3 co-founders of Merlin. It is also verified that Foyer raised millions of dollars of funding, Merlin gained users rapidly, and all 3 founders reached the Forbes Asia list. These achievements do not depend on any viral clip.
If this video has taught you something new, or if you feel this information should reach more people, don't forget to like and share the video. Your small share can become valuable and useful information for someone else. If you have any questions related to this topic, or if you would like to share your opinion with us, be sure to write in the comment box. We read every question and suggestion from you, because your feedback inspires us to create better content. And if you want to keep receiving such interesting and reliable information about business, the economy, and the world in the future, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel GRT Business and also press the bell icon so that you get notifications of every new video directly. At GRT Business, we always strive to provide you with accurate, balanced, and reliable information. Our news and analysis are prepared based on information obtained from various news agencies, public sources, and public opinion. We make every effort to verify and validate each fact as much as possible, but in case of any possible error or dispute, the responsibility lies with the respective sources. Our only aim is to present you with a correct and trustworthy perspective so that you can understand any topic better.